Some more breaking news, this from the grocery aisles and the Ontario Superior Court. Baked goods giant Canada Bread has agreed to pay a fine of $50 million. Now, it is to settle the probe into its role in the infamous bread price fixing scandal. Well, that's a mouthful. Jeannie, so I'm going to hand it over to you. What do we know about this?
Well, what we know, Hannah, is in this statement of agreed facts filed by the Ontario Superior Court, and it's Canada Bread Company, the 112-year-old baked goods giant, makes bread for supermarkets and stores across the country, and it's basically admitting that some unnamed top executives way back when got together with top executives at Weston, which is another bread maker, and talked about fixing prices. So think about this. You've got two companies that are supposed to be rivals, supposed to be competitors, agreeing to set prices on a particular date. And this, of course, goes totally against what competition is about, which is to have healthy competition in order to have consumers benefit from, lowest prices possible. So this is what happened according to these facts. From 2007 to 2011, Weston and Canada Bread made 4 separate pricing arrangements. Now, these deals resulted in 2 coordinated price increases of between 14 and 16 cents per loaf or bag of bread or hot dog buns per item, basically. And the statement agrees that the offenses involved a high degree of planning and coordination. So Weston and its supermarket division, Loblaw, had already cooperated with the Competition Bureau on this, and I'll have more on this in a moment, but basically they weren't prosecuted. So this means that Canada Bread is the first to be prosecuted in this scandal, and the $50 million fine is the biggest ever for price fixing in this country. So here's the Commissioner of Competition's statement on that. Fixing the price of bread, a food staple of Canadian households, was a serious criminal offense. Our continuing investigation remains a top priority, and we are doing everything in our power to pursue those who engage in price fixing. So, $50 million, by the way, Hannah, it sounds like a lot, but then you read the part in this statement that in the year 2011, when the second illegal price increase was happening, Canada Bread's bread sales were $1.1 billion, and they were up a lot from the first illegal price hike. So there you have it, the reason for price fixing.
There's the reason, but why did it take so long?
Everyone's asking this, of course, because the Competition Bureau, even though it's saying it's pursuing this vigorously, has had 6 years to look into this when it started probing this matter. And, you have huge companies involved, very hard to prove price fixing at all. And who is going to step up, except for Loblaw, which started all of this, by the way, by tipping off the Competition Bureau in exchange for leniency and not being prosecuted. And you'll remember that part of the agreement was that it would give out those $25 gift cards. I don't know if people remember this, for, basically groceries, in order to compensate for its role in all of this. But yes, that whole program cost between $75 to $150 million. And it also just points out that there has to be an interest in the company to, if they're guilty of this, if they've done this, to get ahead of this by either cooperating with the Bureau or otherwise admitting that something has happened for leniency, basically, so that their fine isn't as big as it might otherwise be. And that's something that happened here, apparently.
Okay, Jeannie, thank you.
You're welcome.